using questions about the other person to understand who they are and connect with them better. Imagine somebody had challenging childhood. What happened apart from trauma, apart from the freezing stage in emotion, apart from stunted emotional development? What also happens here is they don't understand themselves. So not only they're not able to really open up to another person in relationship, they've been busy in childhood trying to deal with their trauma, to survive, to adapt, to function, to grow up somehow, having this frozen part and maybe not just fun. So they didn't have playful, happy, plentiful time to find out who they are. They didn't have supportive parents who helped them. And so when they are not opening up to you in relationship, it might mean that it's not a problem with them opening up to you. Maybe they trust you. Maybe they love you. Maybe they're happy to give you your preferred style of communication, visual to visual or kinesthetic to kinesthetic. But because they are not quite clear on who they are and what they want, this can create a massive things in communication. You suggest something, they agree because they have no idea if this is good for them or this is not good for them. And then it turns out they're not happy. So they need to go really for self-discovery regardless of their age. And the best way you can help them with, if they're willing to do that, is asking them questions. So you ask them a lot of questions, not necessarily you talk about yourself, you need. There is a time and space for it, obviously, in relationship, but you need to start with helping them to connect to themselves. And when they are more or less connected to themselves, so their body, soul, and spirit all together, they're all integrated. From this space, they can really relate better. So you can ask them a lot. How do you feel? How was your day? Simple question. Do you like tea or coffee? Can open up something because those people normally are very, very low. They don't know what they prefer. Give them plenty of choice. You talk to them. You try by asking questions and not suggesting anything, not imposing your will or your agenda, help them to open up to themselves. And so then they can open up to you. Get really interested in this person who is next to you. It could be your partner, it could be your child, it could be your family member. Drop your own preconceptions. Drop the belief that you're always right because you feel this way. When we feel something very strongly, especially when we are very emotionally inclined, we feel like we are right just because we are suffering. And of course, they're wrong because we are suffering, right? Your suffering could have nothing to do with them because you have your own set of problems. This is the key. You help them to connect with themselves. And from this place, communication is possible. So you ask them a lot of questions. And actually, the interesting thing happens because it seems like this is just one-way road. It is not. Every time the question is asked, and there are two people are listening. They are listening, but you're listening too. So the magic happens, you asking them, but then your subconscious always hears the question, hears the questions, and you automatically see, okay, do I like tea or coffee? Do I like my morning walk or evening walk? If they're really, really frozen, rigid, start with simple choices, because very often people said, oh, I don't mind, I will have tea or coffee. I would have like spicy curry, I would have plain potato. Of course, they have their preferences. It just, they never let themselves to tap into them. So you help them to do it. And by letting them do it, you also give yourself permission to do the same if you needed that permission, because very often, if we attract this sort of person, there is also a part of us which is on the same wavelengths. Even if we are more in a facilitating role in a relationship because of our personal development, because of our professional skills, because of our desire. Nobody is perfect. There is still something in ourselves that will also respond to this. And that could be beautiful. So remember, every time you ask somebody a question to help them, to get in touch with them, you are also listening. It's a totally two-way road.